Hello, everybody. We are in week 3. Is it week 3 of our social media challenge? I think so. So tonight we're just going to do some Q&A. So I hope you guys brought your questions. We'd love to hear some of your testimonies about what has happened this week for you. Any wins, and if you had any struggles, you can share that as well. We'll go through that. And then after that, then we're going to talk about what's next. So who wants to go first with a win?
We did a class last night, an in-person class, and they also did it live, which was kind of a novel thing for us. But through the event, the event invite page, that's where we did the live video from. And there were as many people live as there were at the class.
Awesome.
So that actually worked really well together.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great job.
And I did a Facebook Dual Live with Cresta that worked out really well, and we're going to do a gut series, so we're scheduled already to do one in June, July, and September together. And then I also have Dr. Janet Rourke. She's a vet, and so I'm scheduled to do a Facebook Live with her for my Facebook page in June as well. We had great success going to the Dallas Summit. I have to thank many of you, Romy and Karina, and there was a Bethany that helped. So a year ago or so, we reached out to you guys, and this is talking about the relationship building that you have done so well mentoring with us on. And so Don, my husband, is a PA in an orthopedic office, and he's been introducing oils here and there to people, but have never really gotten the okay to share it with his patients before, because his doctor, didn't know a lot about it. So it's taken us a year, but the founding doctor, Dr. Bayless, went with us to the Dallas Summit, and he was super impressed. And he's done a lot of work on his own about eating clean. And we talked to Dr. Andrew Goff and the emergency room doc and his wife, Ruth. And he's enrolling this month, Dr. Bayless is. And not only that, but he gave Don permission to speak to his patients about doTERRA and the essential oils, as long as he let him know that we had an interest in it. And so Don got his pass. And so relationship building, which is something you have been telling us about, and Joni and Alicia and everybody has been talking about, is super important. It's taken us a long time, but look at this relationship that we built, and this is a building block of our business and our lives, and it's just huge. So without the challenge, we wouldn't have actually stepped out of our little comfort zone and invited Dr. Bayless to the Dallas Summit. We paid for his ticket and invited him to come, and he came. And we wouldn't have actually reached out. Since then, I've done an aroma touch session on one of Don's patients, and she has enrolled. And she actually found me on our Facebook page before Don got his pass, and we started communicating through the challenge. And so it's just wonderful, and I can't thank you all enough for the support and the knowledge and the guidance. I mean, it's worth it, even just, growing as an individual. So I think we have a huge win, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Cool.
Thanks for making me cry right out of the gate. That's just wonderful.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. You guys, without you, we wouldn't be here, and I just can't thank you enough.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's very, very cool. Congratulations on that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Romy, it's Jenna. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this week, I wanted to do a class similar to what my friend Darcy has been doing. She's my partner in the social challenge. And Darcy's a lot more established in doTERRA than I am, but she had been using her group page to do like small classes. And so and I'm using the air parentheses, my class that I did was a 5-day class where each day I picked a product and I talked about it on my page. But this particular group page, because I have two, I have one for vets and then one for moms. And so this particular one was the mom page. And it what I did, I used a product every day, and I used common common ailments, and then how the different oils or a product, because I used like the Blue Rub was in there, Breathe was in there, use those to talk about how common ailments can be resolved with doTERRA products without, obviously having to run to the kid med or run to the ER every time something small is wrong. So not like huge feedback, but it definitely got attention. I had some people come up and ask me about it. Some friends messaged me. So I'm hoping that helps me grow and it helps me educate. But it was a cool idea, because especially we had a super crazy week at work, and it helped me to have something small to do, but I was still engaging them and I was still educating them. I'm sorry, my kids are being super loud. Nobody heard me say bedtime and they know I'm on the phone. So they're going to pretend like I'm deaf, dumb, and blind while I'm talking to you guys. I'm gonna remute my mic.
Just wait a minute, Jenna. I wanted to ask you a question. So when did you start? You're muted.
Okay,
There you go.
last month. So literally, I don't know, April 15th or so.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to congratulate you on jumping in with both feet and doing what you're doing right out of the gate. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of stepping out of your comfort zone. And I just think that it's awesome that you've done that. So congratulations, and congratulations on your success. That's very, very good. That's impressive.
Yeah, I've got some samples going out in the mail. So this time I just did like the Blue Rub, but that's such a big one for us, because like, again, you guys know like what I do for a career, and I've got some vets that are going to use Deep Blue Rub. I think that's going to really be a gateway to them. But another thing that I'm doing, a lot of us veterans, I mean, we have issues with noise, we have issues with relaxing at night, and so another big educating factor for me is learning about the aromatherapy and oils that calm. So, I think everybody has their niche, like in doTERRA. Like some people, it might be like what you do with kids or whatever. And I mean, I certainly have young kids here too. And so that's why I have the two different groups. I have a group for vets and a group for moms. So I just hope in a year, I'm saying some of the things that I know you guys have going on, because I definitely am not, one, I haven't learned everything yet, and two, I don't have a huge social media following yet, but we are going to get there. So thank you so much. I love our team.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Iris here, and I have sent more samples out since last we spoke than probably in 2 or 3 months. And they are people that are coming to me. I'm not going to them. And the switch is coming very quickly.
That's fantastic. That's a
Yeah.
great feeling.
Yes. And it's all because of you guys.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Becoming the hunted is definitely the goal in this. So it's awesome to hear that.
I just wanted to share something from if that's okay, real quick, just from our hospital stay. So, so we just had a baby, and our baby was in the NICU for like 2 weeks, and I was in the hospital for like 5 days. And I just wanted to let you guys know how encouraged I was by the response that I got from some of the nurses and the doctors when they would come in and, like, you know, do their rounds or check on us, because I had like my big stash of oils like sitting on my bedside table. And I just had a lot of like really great comments. I had the doctors are like, oh, good, you got your oils. And in my discharge paperwork, it even is, you know, doctor's orders are to continue to use my essential oils just on a daily basis. And so it's just becoming more mainstream. It's becoming more normal, I would say, at least in my experience. I was honestly, I was surprised at how well received they were in our hospital room. I was a little bit hesitant to use it in the NICU because the babies share rooms, and, you know, they're just so teeny tiny and vulnerable. But we did sneak a couple of like drops of frankincense on our baby's feet and you know, those kinds of things. But I was much more cautious with using the oils in the actual NICU unit. But in my hospital room, just, you know, nurses would be like, I'm just going to set up my desk and chair in your room because it smells so great. And, you know, they were familiar with oils because they've had other patients that have used them and things like that. And then Alicia, one of our builders, had posted something on her Facebook. One of her Facebook posts was like a list of different products that they could use with their like insurance flex plan, and like doTERRA was on there. And so it's just it's exciting to see that, you know, it's just happening. Like, it's super cool. So I just wanted to share that. It's not really like a win with the social media things. I think I did that for like 2.5 days, and then I have not done anything with it for the rest of the month. But that for me was super fun to see. So I just wanted to share that.
Awesome. Joni, do you have Zoe with you?
She's sleeping, but she's close by.
We'd love to see her. So for
Okay.
those of you that don't know, the last couple sizzles, we talked about Joni, and so I just wanted to put a face to the prayer request, and so you guys can see the beautiful little baby.
Let me see. I gotta see if I can switch my screen over. She's sleeping. Right, there she is. Little peanut. She's doing very well.
Oh, she doesn't have her oxygen anymore.
No, we took it off. The doctor said we
Awesome.
could start weaning her off if we wanted to, because she's doing really well without it. So
Cool.
we put it on at night, and then we put it on when she's in the car seat mainly. So, but yep, that's our Zoe girl. She's pretty amazing. Thanks for praying, you guys. Thanks so much for praying for us. It's huge. So thank you.
Well, we're super grateful how everything turned out. So congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Questions? Everyone's got it down pat? Ready to rock and roll?
Actually, so I belong to a couple other groups of people that I know that do oils, and not all of them do doTERRA, but a lot of them do. I've been doing oils for a long time before doTERRA, and I don't know if it's from our group or anything, but some of them actually did like little rants about people reaching out to people and soliciting their oils. And so that kind of put me on the sidelines as far as reaching out to certain people. So I've become a little more picky. I mean, they didn't come after me or anything, but now I'm very careful what mutual friends I reach out to on Facebook, because I don't want to cause, ill will. But I was wondering if anybody else had had that experience.
What do you mean solicit oils? What does that mean?
Well, and that's what, I'm not 100% sure. That's what they said on their rant, that people were using their friends list to solicit, to get, people to talk to about essential oils. And they weren't naming the brand of oil that was doing that or the people. But a couple people went on the rant saying, beware, make your friends page private because this is going on and stuff like that. So
Janet,
yeah.
I'm in a mom's group that's a nationwide one, and that actually happened in there this week. I don't know if you're in that one. This is a moms of large families specifically, and this particular, there was a whole thread about that. And a lady, what she said was she'd mentioned her and her children were ill, and immediately she had people asking her if they could friend her, and then they friend, and then she was getting requests for her to join their team. And it wasn't just like, like I might reach out to somebody and be like, hey, I know something that can help you with that if you want the information. No, they were like, hey, if you want, jump over here and I'll put you right in my group. Come be on my team. And the lady was like, I have a sick child, and it's a Christian group, and the lady was like, and instead of somebody saying, hey, I'm praying for you or whatever, they immediately were like recruiting me. And that's what she said. And she was just like saying that, and then immediately other people were like, yeah, when you see someone generically jump in the group and say something like, hey, looking for more like-minded friends, that they're usually recruiting. And so I was like, well, I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I can tell you guys that I don't jump in and immediately recruit, but I will say to people, hey, I have things that could help you, or I know about doTERRA products that could help your family with that issue, but I'm not going to ask you to buy anything, and I'm not going to ask you to like join my team. And then there are more of us that are in there that are doTERRA wellness advocates. There are more that are other people that sell other things, Monet shampoos or whatever they sell. And they said the same thing, and they were like, there's a right and wrong way to do it. So I'm just wondering if it was a thread like that, because that's exactly what I saw, and it's just really unique. Said that, and it happened this same week.
It wasn't a thread. It was a similar type thread, different group.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a group that does oil graphics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so these people were all oilers. And so for that rant to come through, that was kind of odd for me. So I appreciate you sharing that, because that makes me feel a little better. Now, again, it wasn't anybody that came after me or anything. I just was curious, and that's what I do too. So if somebody has an ailment or something, I'm like, have you ever thought about, a natural approach or something? And people they know us. I mean, they know Don and I. They know how we live. So, I mean, if we say something, they know what's going to come out of our mouths next.
Exactly. Like, and I got to fix my profile back because I had a Mother's Day thing up there now for May. But prior to that, I had a banner on mine that said, I've got an oil for that. And that's why I have it, because I want it on there. I want people to know that I sell doTERRA and everything like that. But yeah, it's same thing with me. Like if I message somebody and they see me say that, they're going to know. But I also felt the lady had a point, because I was like, yeah, if you're talking about your sick child and you're in a Christian mom's, large family group, and you're like, oh, immediately they did that. I think that those kind of people could benefit from a social media challenge, honestly, with their companies, because I think we've learned the right way to do it. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's just, I just found it odd that she was telling everybody to make their friends page private instead.
Oh, yeah.
Of that. So
yeah, somebody did she, because somebody's afraid that they're going to pee in their territory.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's something that is has gone on for a long time. So I've seen that in different areas on Facebook for this whole time. So what that says to me is that we just need to be even more on purpose and more conscious about doing social media responsibly. And we get to be the example of that. And it's not just essential oils or, any of that. It's being a responsible network marketing professional. You don't go in and try and hijack somebody else's team for your gain, whatever company you're in. It is about relationship. It is about respect of someone else's business. It's just about respect. And you just don't jump in there and spam and send mass friend requests and stuff like that. That's why we talked about on the checklist, it's not gonna benefit you to do a mass friend request to a whole bunch of people. Number one, you're probably gonna end up in Facebook jail if you send too many at once. And two, it doesn't allow for you to get in there and be on purpose about who you're sending friend requests to. You want to be picky about that, because you want to be picky about who you invite into your life and into your business. So it is about respect. And there's a lot of people that don't understand network marketing, and they don't understand how how Facebook works in general with privacy. They don't understand that in general privacy is dead. There's no such thing as privacy anymore. So you just, you run your life on Facebook like you do in real life, and you are kind and respectful and all that, and it'll keep you out of trouble. So keep your nose clean and you'll be good to go.
Can I
Thanks for sharing that. Oh, that's good. What,
Yeah.
Kendi?
I just want to touch on one thing that Jenna said with that, because I think we can kind of fall into that, right? When we're online and looking for these prospects, is someone posts, they have sick kids. I mean, this is a frequent thing. And I think it's easy for us to jump in on that and say, well, I got an oil, My biggest, I wouldn't do that either. The biggest thing that I would do, and that I do when someone of my friends says, hey, I got a sick kid. Yeah, I have a whole arsenal of things in my cupboard that is going to heal your child in 3 days or less, and they're going to be back at school. But I always start with something they already have and something that's free. And I think that really can just help open the communication for you with them. So, whether it's pressure points or rubbing feet or even like the steam tent without the breathe, right? Open that communication of a natural option, and you'll build that relationship a lot faster. And if someone's not willing to do a steam tent without an oil, they're sure as heck not going to do it with one. Do you know what I mean? So it's probably not going to be a good fit anyway. So just try to, like Romy said, that natural approach is going to come across way better than, I have an oil for that. Let me tell you how much it is. $32, it's going to save your child. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Good point. Jennifer, you have anything?
I always, when you see like the stomach virus going around, that grape juice, if you use like the 100% grape juice, it'll change the stomach acidic. How does that work? It'll change the acid in your stomach. I always send that one as like a quick, like Kenzie said, you don't want to go in and just be like, oh, this oil, because they're going to look at you and go, I don't have any oils, and who are you? So yeah, that's you. The whole point of it is building a relationship. So like you want to evolve that relationship before you take that next step of suggesting. It's like if a total stranger came up to you at the store and suggested how to take care of your kid, you'd be offended, right? So like if you give those, like if you give those ideas after you've had a conversation or two, it's way less offensive. Unfortunately, that's how you like build the relationship. So yeah, exactly like Kenzie said, you want to go in gently.
Yeah. I on purpose don't mention oils right out of the gate. just like what Jen was saying. It is a matter of being able to start that conversation. So, and if it takes a little bit longer to get the conversation going, and if it comes back around to oils, then it's better to do it that way than to shut them off immediately and you lose all chance. So, and you trust your gut. If it feels like it's the right time to bring up an oil, then by all means bring up an oil. Really trust your gut in that. So next question.
Can I throw a plug on the trust your gut?
Yeah.
So trust your gut, I think we talk about that a lot, and we have that inkling that says, okay, this is your time. Trust your gut, but also be rehearsed. Like practice what that conversation looks like in the mirror. Because I think sometimes when it's our time and we get that gut feeling of this is it and we go for it, but we're not rehearsed. And so it comes out like we're scared and then people are turned off by that. So also be rehearsed. Could always, just sit and talk to yourself about the oils and practice saying over and over and over.
Yeah. Preparation. It brings about confidence.
I think, Romy, like you said it too, like that whole people being spammy and all that stuff, that's been around since Facebook started. Like, so if we worry about that and we worry about what other people think of us, and like Romy said, if we are, as long as we are being, doing it the correct way, as long as we are doing it, the relationship building first and not being spammy, then we know deep down inside that we have nothing to worry about, Unfortunately, there are people out there like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think that we have a big responsibility to make sure that we put network marketing in the very best light as possible, because network marketing has come a long ways, but there are still a lot of skeptics out there. So that's another responsibility that we have in order to make sure that we do it right. So we give network marketing as a profession a good name.
Yep.
Next.
Well, I was just gonna add, can you guys hear me or not?
Yes.
Okay. I was just gonna add, I had an experience with my husband's uncle just yesterday. He's with another company, and over the past couple of years, I post green smoothies that I make and everything, and he's always been trying to sell me this green powder, a green smoothie powder and stuff like that. And it's like, I just got the Terra Greens and the Slim and Sassy trim shake. So, I just posted, hey, I'm trying this, and, I want to know what these products are. I haven't used it yet, and blah, 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 blah. And he just instantly jumped on me and just started bashing it. And he's like, well, that's not organic, and this is organic, and that's not this, and this is this. I'm like, dude, and I finally just told him, I'm not interested in joining your company, and it was really frustrating, because he's like, well, I thought you said on there that you were looking for something different. And I went back and I looked at my post. I'm like, I didn't say that at all. So it's just, it is. Some of the companies, and I don't think it's necessarily the companies. I think it's just the individuals within the company and how they choose to go about it. And I just kind of sit here and it's like, I think his intentions are in the right place, but it's just the way that some people go about it. And the fact that he's an uncle and the only time we ever see or talk to them is at funerals or weddings. And this is the only other time I hear from him is when he's pushing his product on me. They don't like the pictures and they don't comment on stuff. And, I think it's all those other little interactions that we have with people so that they start paying attention to other things that make a big difference.
Right.
But yeah.
So that's a perfect example of what we are trying to do in this challenge, is to prevent people from feeling exactly like how you feel during that, when people don't take the time for the relationship and want you to buy right out of the gate. So it is the jab, 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 right hook in that regard.
I I think that whole abundance mindset too, when you have that, people get all, like you guys were saying, people get all kind of weird and wonky about being so protective of their close friends or network and stuff like that. And it goes into that scarcity mindset when there's more than enough of people out there to share in the network marketing companies that we are part of. So like when you change that, those people unfortunately will stay in that scarcity mindset, where when you have the abundance mindset, it seems like the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I have a chance. Okay, can we talk about reaching out to people that are commenting on our posts? That's something, I know it's on our checklist, but I'm someone that has to kind of hear, it's not natural for me. So can we just talk about what that would look like? Yeah, because the one-on-one is not my cup of tea, so it's out of my comfort zone. But, you see people starting to interact and you want to reach out. How does that look, I guess, is my question.
Go, Jen.
Or like, what's the, yeah.
So how do you start the initial reach out with the person?
Yes, that's what, I mean, it sounds super spammy to go, hey, thanks for talking, liking my post, I don't know, just like I said, it's not natural for me.
So you want to role play for a minute?
Sure, let's do it again.
We're going to role play out loud what the post would look like. So if you posted a picture of you and your kiddos, right? Say it was you and the kids outside, and one of your daughters had on a super cute little outfit. What I would do is I would love the post, and my message to you would be like, oh my gosh, your little girl is adorable. I love that outfit. Where did you find it?
Okay, now I think the light bulb just clicked on. So when I reach out, I'm not going to reference them interacting with me, but I'm going to basically go to them. Okay.
So you want to like their post. So you don't necessarily want to, you can reach out and say, thank you for supporting me in my business. Because if you posted about your business, you're working towards a goal and someone likes or loves it, right? You could reach out and say, thank you so much for supporting my business. It means the world to me. I appreciate that. And people love that. They love the thanks, So something like that, you could turn around and thank someone for the likes or the loves. But what I like to do is when I get a like or a love from someone is I like to go to their posts and kind of give back the gratitude, kind of like a thank you, I appreciate you,
Right. No, like I said, the light bulb just went on. So
that's awesome.
Return, because the way you read it, I was sitting here thinking, okay, that's just really awkward. But yeah, now I got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Awesome.
That was easy.
That was fun role play.
Yeah.
So I had somebody ask a question on my group that I didn't actually know how to answer. And she said, is it better to do a Facebook Live about doTERRA on a personal page or keep it to a business page and then share it on your personal profile? What do you guys think about that?
So we talked about the benefit of doing it on your personal profile because really we're just putting ourselves out there in order to do the attraction marketing aspect of it. So I had a conversation with someone today about that as well. And so the way that we have this set up, it is to be the personal profile. However, if someone has a business page that is rocking and rolling, and you've got good interaction, you've got good followers and all of that, by all means use that as well. But I do think that showing your life on your personal profile is going to get you more traction. I've seen people share Kenzie, I think we talked about this before about there's a way to do it on your personal page and then share it to your business page. So it looks like it's as your business page. And vice versa, you can do it on your business page and go to your personal page. But I don't see the traction and the interaction happen as much when you go from business to personal, rather than have it be based on your personal and then go out from there. But also this is a guide, and it still is about you finding your niche and what is working for you. So this is not a hard and fast way to do business. I just don't say you have to do this. I make suggestions, and then it's your business, and you get to make the choice to do what's going to work best for you. Does that make sense, Joni?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Yeah, that helps a lot. Thanks.
Can I plug
So
in?
Jen, you have go ahead, Kenzie.
I just wanted to say something real quick on business pages.
Okay.
Facebook makes their money through advertising, right? We're all on Facebook so we can have friendship, right? We're not there to buy stuff. So you have to remember, when you sign up for a business page, essentially you're signing up to pay to play. So if you have a business page, Facebook is continually going to try to get you to promote that business page through advertising so they can make their profit. So just keep that in mind. If you do have a business page, that's great. As you guys know, I have several clients, and most of them have business pages. I have 2 clients. I'll give you this snippet. I won't tell you who they are. I have 2 clients who have Facebook business pages with over 50,000 followers. They get more enrollments from their personal profile than either of those pages. That's my plug. Jen, you can give your plug.
I agree. The Facebook pages, I think that like Kenzie said, they're geared for people basically already up and in business. When you see like we'll say, for instance, Eric Warrior, I don't even know, I'm just throwing his name out there. Like, he has a huge network following. The Facebook pages are, I think they're designed for people already with a large following and able to funnel, because when Facebook pages, there's all kinds of weird and interesting add-ons to it, with that funneling and emails and all that stuff to it too, where it's way complicated that to start with a Facebook page when you can just start with your Facebook profile and let people get to know you first. Like, let people get to see your personality, see who you are, see your brand, and then start with that Facebook group. The thing with Facebook pages, you are allowed at one point in time to change your personal profile into a Facebook page. Facebook allows that to happen, but that's something that's even like I don't even feel in reach of and for a very, very long time. So I think Facebook page, in my opinion, Facebook pages are complicated. In my opinion. There's my plug.
If you're just starting a business page, it takes a lot of work. And so, I mean, we talk about income producing activity and all of that. And yes, posting and doing what we're doing in the social media challenge, that is part of our business and our job as far as moving forward in our business. But the business page itself is so much more intense work. Like, it is, you have to be on purpose. You have to, Kenzie, tell them how hard it is.
Because I do it all day long. This is why it's harder, is because everything we upload to Facebook is scanned, right? I think Jen even talked about, I'm frozen. Can you guys hear me? Flow with me. I don't see anyone moving. Are you there? Oh boy.
posts. And so that's why I started the Facebook business page. And I've actually, which there's a lot of stuff been going on in my life. I hadn't been able to really keep up with it because I was taking care of my mom. But just in a week's time, 1 week, it went from 28 to 33. Now I know that's not huge, but it's growing. One of my posts, I actually had reached 300 people just with that small amount of followers. So I'm just kind of curious about your input on that.
So Jen, you, I think you commented in one of the groups the other day about this. So I'll let you carry on with that.
So I think we do get afraid of offending people, offending with that, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? And to be honest with you, when you are doing lifestyle posts or sharing things that you love, or, sharing something that you're super passionate about, and none of it's offensive, none of it is, is drawing negative attention, then the people that get offended and whether they be friends or family, in my opinion, they'll unfollow you, because at the end of the day, this is your passion, this is your business, and they're not paying your bills. They're not writing your checks. They're not getting you to the top of this company. You are. And the ones that do support you and love on you and support your business, whether they buy something or not, they could be there liking your posts all the time. That's support to me. When someone comes to my page and likes a post or loves something or comments, they don't even have to buy something from me. I consider them a supporter, and I appreciate them, and I'm grateful for them. So in my opinion, is it hard to swallow that some friends, some family are going to be offended? Yes. But at the end of the day, who's going to be paying your bills? Who's going to be getting you to that top of that company? Not them. So it's kind of figuring out that spot. And once you can have that belief, like for yourself, that you are worth this, then no one can stop you. No one. And no one should stop you. Like, why would someone who's a friend or family member want to not support your goals? So that's my kind of opinion on that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. And I also wanted to talk to the mindset for just a minute. And it's about the creating and the expectation before we step into something. So if we have a fear that of what we're doing, if we focus on that we're going to offend people, and that fear is there, and that's the number one thing that we focus on, you're going to offend somebody. And so you end up pulling in what you focus on the most. And so, yeah, we definitely, in what we're doing, we all have different levels of fear and discomfort and, stepping outside that box and all of that. But it really is a lot of self-talk and really prepping your brain, prepping your heart, prepping your confidence, and all the good stuff that is tied to you, and really expecting a good outcome. And I've heard from the beginning when I started, I would get different questions about certain people would want to be educated on the product, and also educated on the competition company, so they could argue, and because they just wanted to be educated. Well, as they focused on that, the people were just pouring in, asking them questions about the comparison of the two different companies, and it ended up sending them into a spiral of the negative kind of conversations, where they had to defend their position because that's what they were focusing on. I can honestly say that I have not had more than 5 conversations in over 7 years of doing this that was in a negative connotation about a different company, or, along those lines, because I would tell people on purpose, I do not know about that company. I know about this company. I know that this product helped me, and I don't want to know that information because I don't want to be in a position to argue about that. And so it really is a matter of deciding where you want your head, deciding what kind of conversations that you want to have, decide what kind of people that you want to draw into you. If we're drawing in sensitive people that are going to be offended by us, we don't want them in our space. And believe it or not, family is the worst when it comes to some of that. They are, because it's just, they're just not in the space of understanding. And so we have to give the people that we love, we have to give them grace if we want that relationship. And just know that as we started, we didn't know some of that stuff, and we had to come along. And so it is a matter of deciding what relationships are worth nurturing and how we want those relationships to look. Give those people grace. Curtis Broom talks about the skeptic and the cynic. So you want to educate the skeptic, and you want to run as fast as you can away from the cynic. So there's two different ways that we can do this and look at this in all aspects of our business. So that was a really long answer, sorry. In case you didn't know, I'm all about mindset.
We love you for that, Romy. Hey, I have a question for you. Okay, so I've been in some different marketing groups or whatever, and somebody say use attraction marketing. Don't keep like your company under wraps. Don't have it right on your page. Don't talk about the company name and pull people in that way. I feel like we don't do that in doTERRA. What are your thoughts on that? I'd love to hear Jennifer's thoughts too, because, you know, they're always telling me, Michelle, like, you got so much doTERRA on there, and I don't think I have that. I have more kids doing dancing than anything, but I just don't know. Like, I don't even know how to do that, because I'm like, I am doTERRA. You know, like Boydman says, you are doTERRA. You be the doTERRA, and I'm like, yes, that's what I am. I'm like, what do you mean? So I just want you guys' opinions on that.
So I think this what oh boy, Kenzie, did something happen with the screen? Can you see that?
Listen.
Interesting.
This guy outside who's putting in my sprinkler just cut through my internet wire. So I'm just sitting here almost at tears.
Oh no.
I think we're good. Can you see the screen now?
I can see the screen, but now it's like a full
speaker view.
Oh, something happened. I got it. Never mind. It was me.
Okay, we're good. All
oh
right.
Boy.
Let's take that mouse away from
No,
me.
no, don't you touch my mouse. So we talked, there was a comment about this and in one of the groups. And so I had a personal experience with that. And so they do talk about, you know, you don't want your business anywhere, you don't want your product anywhere. It is all about attraction marketing and create that curiosity and all of that. So when I first started, I found another network marketing company that sold travel stuff. Well, I thought that it would be awesome to be able to just purchase that product so I could give away trips to the team. And so I wanted to be able to touch base with this person. I wanted to get the information, and I wanted to buy that product. I absolutely could not find how to do that. I couldn't find the link. I couldn't find what the product entailed. I couldn't get my questions answered. And it was extremely frustrating for me. And so I don't go along with that part. The other part to think about is that there are some rules that in the network marketing profession as a whole, and I will probably get people that disagree with me on this, but it's my story. So doTERRA is different. doTERRA is a different company. It's a different product. The product is the product sells itself. we don't have to go out there and just beat people over the head and throw out the opportunity and business and money and fancy cars and all the glitz in there. We have a life-changing product. We have a life-changing opportunity. It's a company that is affecting change around the world in more ways than one. And so I think for me, the way that I look at it personally is that it's really good for people to know that we are connected with doTERRA, because doTERRA has a super good reputation. So why not piggyback on that integrity and everything that the company stands for? Why not be proud and step up and say, I have linked arms with this company because this company is making amazing strides in the network marketing profession, in the healthcare industry, in helping families become debt-free. There's just a ton of good stuff that goes along with being linked with doTERRA. So I think in that regard, some of the rules don't apply to us in that way. You can, take what you want and leave the rest, but that's my opinion.
I like that. Rules just don't apply to us.
That's right. That's right. Ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
Right. Yeah, that's totally me, Romy. Maybe that's why I joined doTERRA and not something else.
No.
I was
Jen or
just,
Kenzie?
oh.
Go ahead.
I agree with, Kenzie? I can't see her. Where's Kenzie? I agree with you, Romy, and absolutely. Like, we have such an amazing product. Like, the attraction marketing to me is my family, showing how my family can use the oils. The attraction marketing is the fact that I can take my kids to school in the morning because I'm doing this as my job and I love it. The attraction marketing is being able to buy myself something nice or new because of this business. And the attraction marketing is shouting out the amount of people, that amazing amount of people I've got to meet. That's attraction marketing to me. When people see that you're part of a family, that they see you've made this your career, that these products work. That to me is attraction marketing. I know what you're talking about because I see some of these, and it's like sometimes they show a picture of like a drink and they say message me, and it's like, there's no mystery there. It's for me, I don't want to know what that drink is because you've not showed me enough to want to know enough about that drink. So like, but when I see my a post about maybe my son and being able to breathe outside now, like, and people that have known him, and they, to me that's attraction, the kind of attraction marketing we have. Like Romy said, it's we have a great product. Like, why not shout it at the rooftops? I want everyone to know I'm doTERRA.
Yeah.
No, all I was gonna say is that me and my upline have been having a lot of conversations along the same line too. And I actually have a friend that just started with another company and is doing all of that, hidden attraction marketing type of post. And honestly, it's painful for me to watch because to me it feels spammy. It feels almost like a gimmick. And I guess the way I think about it in my head is like I see my business as having two sides. I have customers and I have, builders. And so I'm sharing my product for my customers. And the attraction marketing is more the business side, because I don't have to sit there and talk numbers and how awesome the business is, because that's that attraction market, like exactly what Jennifer was saying. I'm working right now, but when I am talking about, my son that just got into an ant pile, I'm not going to sit there and go, man, I have something awesome for this. Message me to find out what it is. I mean, seriously, I'm going to say, so glad I have, the quick fix for this. And my kid knows where his lavender roller is because God love him, he cannot figure out that ants bite. But, and then I have all these messages from other moms saying, how do I get this? I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't fit anything. But I was just going to say, to me, it's a separation of customer, product base, information, adding all that value. And then the business side is that attraction marketing.
Yeah. I like that. That was a great description. Thanks. That was good.
That's awesome. I got one other question. And this
Okay.
is just like I thought the group might want to brainstorm with this or whatever, but we're doing these live videos and stuff. And has anybody like ran into the paparazzi people selling the jewelry? And they like ask people to add people, and they get like 50 or hundreds of people watching these little sales they're doing on their personal page. And I'm like, how can we get, I'm having trouble on my lives. I feel like I don't get a lot of people watching, and I'm kind of doing this new. I'm not overly consistent with it yet. I'm not great at this, but how do you get that many people to actually get on, invite more friends to watch you talk about maybe the oil of the day or whatever? So just want to toss ideas out there as I watch these paparazzi people have hundreds of people on them, and they're selling these $5 jewelry, and it's making me crazy.
Go, Jen.
So that type of sharing is spammy, way
Yeah.
spammy. I am probably have been added to about 500 million groups that I don't want to be a part of, and there's nothing more frustrating than that. And so guess what? I will never buy from any one of those groups because they have added me without my consent, because people, they're asking for these shares. They're saying, add your friends, add 50 friends, I'll get you a drawing or whatever it is. That's the type of spammy you want to stay away from. So how to invite people to your lives? First, consistency is huge. Consistency, at least the 3 times a week, is going to pay off. In the very beginning, it's not going to be, you're not going to have a ton of viewers on there in the very beginning, but that's okay. We all have to start somewhere, right? So in the very beginning, you start to have your 1, 2, 3 friends. And those 1, 2, 3 friends, they can invite a friend. Or there's a little button at the bottom of your live, and it's a person with like a plus button, and so you can actually hit that and invite as many people that are on Facebook and live at that time. So for me, I scroll down and I'll invite everyone up. I invite Romy and Lataren, I invite everybody on there all the time, and I do a quick swipe up and all the people that are available on Facebook, and so those people get notification that you're live, so they jump on. And then as you expand your network is how your viewers start to come. A lot of people catch your videos on the replay too. So there's like tips and tricks to getting people to view your lives. It's first and foremost is the consistency. Like 3 times a week is like the minimum to start building. If you're looking to build this at a quicker pace, that 3 times a week is it's crucial to building your business this way. But just
Jennifer, when you say 3 times a week, should it be scheduled? Do you give them a heads up before, or do you just jump on when you can?
I just jump on when I can. Like, you can give a teaser post if you have something big to talk about. So say you want to talk about the Natural Solutions Kit, right? You really want to dive in and tell everyone how amazing it is. I'd give a teaser in that morning and say, please come join me tonight at 8 p.m. live to talk about the Natural Solutions Kit and how you can use this in your home. And then on that post, you can ask your friends to share this post with someone who wants to live the natural life, or someone that's been interested in essential oils. You got to build a sense of urgency, and then you got to build a sense of curiosity with your posts. So it does take time to do this. It takes time to build that excitement for these people to jump on those lives with you. But once they jump on and they connect with you, you'll have followers forever. So it's still a slow it's a slow building process, but those 3 times a week is I think it's crucial and critical to building your business if you want to do this in a kind of a good flow manner.
Okay, that's about what I've been doing 3 times. I thought I have to do them every day, so I'm like, okay, I gotta get this going. I didn't get mine done today. Darn it, So that's good to know 3 times a week. The consistency piece, I guess, maybe just letting them know when I'm going to be on may help, and then building that thing. Do you do drawings during your lives? I've never stayed on your lives all the way to the very end. And how long are they?
I can talk forever. So my lives go for an hour because once I start talking, I don't shut up. Huh?
I had another network marketer say 10 minutes, and I'm like, no, people are just joining 10 minutes in. Like, what do you think? What is there a magic number? I don't know. Is there?
No, there's not. You're going to find your comfort style, your comfort zone. Sometimes I'll jump on live when I just have a really good idea that I want to share with someone. Sometimes I plan them out, but I do make my 3 lives a week. And if I can do more, I do more. Whether you do them at night or during the day, they're typically at nighttime, there's more viewers because people are home from work and they kind of veg it out on the couch. They throw you on live. So that, it doesn't always work out for me at home to do them at night. So it's really, there's no real secret to like doing those lives and to doing how long they are or, but I do think giving notice beforehand, especially for a big one that you've been planning, is definitely a great idea. And then sometimes I'll even do going live in 10, going live in 5 minutes. And I'll do that right before I go live. I've seen a couple of you guys actually do that too, and that gives the awareness that you're going to be going live, and then people start to look for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Okay.
have a question about samples. I know you guys have talked a little bit about it at the beginning. Are people having luck with samples?
Iris, you were talking about that. Anybody else? Jen, do you do samples?
I don't because it's my customer base is so far spread out everywhere. I've never offered samples, and I don't do them only because it's not cost effective, for me. And I want it to be duplicatable for my team too. So I don't do samples. No.
And I do samples quite a bit for those people that I know personally that live in states farther away. I don't give a whole lot of samples out just in my daily passing. I used to, but you're right, it isn't cost effective. And if I can get one enrollment out of 5 samples, I kind of feel like, okay, that's paying for itself pretty much.
Yeah.
But there again, it depends on the person and your relationship with that person. You don't just hand out samples to every dog. Sometimes they are dogs.
We gave away a lot of samples when we first started. We had samples everywhere. I was making those sample bottles all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we ever had anybody come running back and say, I want a whole bottle. Most of the time, the people that got samples, we never heard from them again, most of them.
Well, that's also because my follow-up sucked. So if you're gonna do samples, make sure that you are committed to follow-up, because they are not gonna chase you down for the most part. You have to be good at follow-up.
Yes.
I did lots and lots of follow-up with the samples that I did, and nope. I think I got 2 enrollments out of probably 50 or more samples.
Yeah.
So you've got to be real careful with samples too, because with the samples, you'll get a lot of people that will take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are that nice, generous person that will continue to give them samples, they will never enroll and they will never purchase from you. They will just keep taking and taking and taking. And then it's definitely not cost effective.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm going to toss something out there. If you sample them, you're not going to change your life. You enroll them, you will.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
And that's what I told my they want. You can't change your life with this little peppermint, but I'm going to tell you, if you get a family essentials kit, I can clear out your medicine cabinet. Like, we can totally make a change here. So that's kind of my philosophy, and I've kind of stuck with that. Some team members have really think I'm pushy that way, but I'm like, it is what it is. I can't change your life. You've got to make that decision. Here it is. Take it or leave it. And usually they go chasing me out the door when I'm walking out. So
yeah,
for the newbies, definitely just hook them up with the kit.
I did have someone call me yesterday that wanted a deep blue rub because she had just found the sample I gave her probably a year ago.
wow.
And her back was hurting and she used it and knew then she wanted deep blue rub. So it goes both ways. You really have to decide on your own. Does that help any?
Yeah.
Iris.
Chris.
Hey, Iris. Can you hear me? No, I'm muted. No, I'm not muted. Can't tell. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Hello, hello, Crystal.
We've had really good success with sampling, but we have always sampled with intent. And like Iris, like one sample, because it's an experience, it's not a life change, right?
Right.
But most of the people I meet, they've never heard of essential oils or they don't even know what it is. So my favorite way of sampling is I carry it in my pocket and I put a drop in their hand and I show them how to use it right then. And then if it's someone I've talked to and it's a digestive issue or something, I stick with 3 things: lavender, digestin, or peppermint, and those are instant gratification. That is it, like nothing else. I'm sorry, no, you cannot have a drop of frankincense. It doesn't work that way. So
yes,
definitely.
Crystal, I agree.
Follow up.
Yeah.
The other thing too, to remember, if you do give a sample, let them know that you have the expectation that you will be calling them in 3 days, and that right away when you hand them that sample, you have on the calendar an appointment to do a one-on-one, whatever it is, and then, and ensure that you have that agreement that you will meet with me. It takes about 30 minutes. You're going to learn a little bit about the company, how to use this, all about the most popular kits, and this is what we're going to go with. So you don't have to buy, but at least they have that expectation. They're going to have to listen to your spiel and understand about them if you're going to be handing them over a sample of even peppermint.
Right. Okay, so we are definitely past, holy moly, it's 1/4 and we haven't even talked about what's coming up. Do you guys want to talk about what's coming up, or do we want to do it at a different time?
I've already lost Ken.
Yeah. So let's, Kenzie, let's stop this recording. And then we'll restart the recording for just the extra things. So that way it gives people a break to know the difference of what they're looking at.